Welcome to Mindshock. This is your host, Pierce McGuire, and this is the 30th edition of the live Q&A. Anything goes, logic and reason at the forefront, unlike any other podcast out there, mainstream or not. There will be no logical fallacies here, but there might be a lot of hilarity. As always, if you enjoyed the podcast, you can donate to our PayPal. Just check the link in the description. Make sure to subscribe to the Bruce McGuire channel here, the home of Mindshock. Like and share Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Patreon. Patrons do get priority for case topic, logical analysis, co-podcaster requests. You could also be a guest on the podcast depending on your tier. And even on the free tier, you will get all of the updates. Sometimes YouTube does not send them out, but Patreon does. Questions, comments, theories, thoughts, suggestions, rebuttals, debunkings of any kind, leave them in the comment section. Or if you are with us here live in the live chat, I will try to get to each and every one of them. And you could also become a YouTube member right here on YouTube, help support the channel that way. So, how is everyone doing this fine evening? We got Run Boston Bear in here, Les Xylophone, Walking in 4K, Jess Palmer, Haley Green, June Bug Films. Have you been here before? That looks like a new one to me. The one and only Clark Rice, Nominal, Lord Zed, and the legend himself, Justin Johnson. So, what's on the agenda for tonight? We're going to get a little bit of Seagal. A little bit of Alex Jones, some roller jam, flat earth, true crime, conspiracies, interdimensional time traveling Bigfoot terminators from Hollow Earth, or the ghosts of such creatures. Anything and everything goes with logic and reason at the forefront here. Haley says I was just catching up on Q&A 29. Yeah, that was a good one. The last one was pretty legendary. Junebug says, just a longtime fan of the channel, first time joining live, huge fan. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, Chin Chin, the ghosts of such creatures, please. The ghosts of time-traveling interdimensional Bigfoot terminators from Hollow Earth. Is any other podcast willing to discuss such a topic? Anatomy Conspiracy. Welcome. Walking in 4K says, gotta get Maxwell Powers on a live sometimes. Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows Maxwell Powers' location. Possibly not even Maxwell Powers knows. Alright, so what does everybody want to start with? The usual suspect topics. Yeah, Nathan Reynolds really, I wish he would dive deeper into the Bigfoot Terminators from Hollow Earth, the time-traveling Bigfoot Terminators from Hollow Earth. I mean, that's just a fascinating subject. Justin Johnson says Seagal Gate. What is Seagal Gate? Maybe either tomorrow. Okay, let me see. Within the next 4 days, I don't know which one. My schedule obviously very, very crazy. Within the next 4 days, the next episode in the most legendary Seagal deep dive comprehensive analysis series on Mindshock will be premiering live. That'll be episode 10. Is Steven Seagal God? Clark asks, Bruce, in your opinion, has the Son of Sam cult angle been disproven? I haven't seen any information disproving it. I've seen some very curious information supporting it. Obviously, I do have to do a deep dive on that. Oh, Justin Johnson says, I don't know, just made it up. Seagal Gate. I'm sure there was one. There's probably more than one. Junebug says, no, Steven Seagal is not God. Remember, according to Airheads, Lemmy is God of Motorhead. LOL joke. Okay, before people are saying Steven Seagal is not God, have you forgotten the receipts? Does anybody think I would actually put out an episode questioning Seagal's divinity if there weren't receipts to back it up? Has everything not been backed up with enough receipts to drown all of the Seagal haters, whether it's regarding his martial arts prowess, his musical genius, the fashionista icon that is Seagal, his comedic abilities, his sharpshooting abilities, his swordsmanship skills? I mean, is there absolutely a single topic regarding Seagal that hasn't been backed up with receipts? I mean, this guy was on the ground at Hurricane Katrina rescuing people. Clark says Seagal is an enlightened Buddhist reincarnation. Rodney Thomas says Michael Jai White said on the set of Exit Wounds the crew wanted him to injure Seagal. I mean, jealousness rears its head quite often. Rodney Thomas, I have no doubt that a lot of people hate Seagal. It all started, of course, if you haven't seen the Seagal series, it all started with Seagal blowing the whistle in 2017 on the Illuminati cabal on Piers Morgan. I mean, that was one of the most mainstream blowing of the whistle on the cabal. And then all of a sudden, literally, the next week, random goofs were coming out with allegations against Seagal, Me Too style allegations. Like literally the week after he's on Piers Morgan. Not the week before, not the next year, as soon as he's on Piers Morgan. Blowing the whistle on the... And then you have random comics working in Seagal material. You have people appearing on Howard Stern trash-talking Seagal, on Joe Rogan. I mean, this all stemmed from the Piers Morgan interview, and then Steven Seagal was actually on Alex Jones. I actually went through, I believe he did 2 or 3 appearances on Alex Jones. Austin MP88 says Tom Segura went at Seagal on one of his specials. Yeah, all of that started, like the cabal targeted Seagal. Matrix attack on the man speaking the truth. And keep in mind, Seagal was the first guy in the mainstream to blow the whistle on the CIA. Who doesn't know that? I'll play the clip right now. You want receipts? We can get the receipts flowing right now on Seagal. We can get them going right now. Just be warned, once we start on Seagal, we might not stop. This is from the perennial classic Above the Law, one of the greatest movies in the history of cinema. Keep in mind, this is a theatrical release that Steven Seagal's blowing the whistle here.
Thousand acres in Costa Rica. Beautiful place.
Beautiful place, huh? And tell me, was that bought with opium money from the Triangle?
And a ton of coke a week from other places.
Chief funnels here through Salvano. Company getting its cut, of course.
Legal tender.
Yeah. So war is still the greatest business, huh, Nelson? I mean, these guys have started and financed everywhere we've ever fought. But you know something? Nobody would ever believe me if I told them. They're bankers from the CIA.
Oh, come on, Toscani, don't preach to me.
So the senator couldn't be bought, could he? He was going to expose your plans to invade Nicaragua with your fucking coke money. So the agency clears Seagal to camp his ass, right?
Just keep walking, asshole.
So tell me something, nobody. Do we kill our own senators now?
Why not? The Romans did.
Are we the fucking Romans?
4,000.
But you know something? Nobody would ever believe me if I told them. They're bankers from the CIA.
Oh, come on, Toscani.
These guys have started and financed everywhere we've ever fought. I mean, these guys have started and financed everywhere we've ever fought. But you know something? Nobody would ever believe me if I told them. They're bankers from the CIA.
What a legend putting his life on the line in revealing that the bankers run the CIA and have financed every war the U.S. has ever fought. I mean, this is a mainstream Hollywood film, and Seagal is spilling the beans here, as Chin Chin in the chat has said. Austin MP88 says Seagal knows karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, kung fu, and at least 20 other dangerous words. Oh, Austin, you want some receipts up in here? Let's get receipts on Steven Seagal's martial arts pedigree. Because this guy's the most accomplished living martial artist today. The reason why Michael Jai White and all these other goofs are so jealous of Seagal is because he outclasses them in every single category. I mean, nobody can hold the candle to Master Seagal. So this is Seagal here. He's a 7th Dan in Aikido, 7th Dan in Kyokushin Karate, which is, by the way, Michael Jai White's main style, and a Kendo, Judo, and Kenjutsu black belt. These are certified black belts. I have the receipts in the Seagal series. I have all the documentation, including all the photographs and of all of these the top masters in the world, all paying homage and respect to Seagal. Now here's Michael Jai White. He's got a respectable mix here, but his highest rank is only 3rd Dan. And it's in a style that Seagal is ranked 7th Dan. So Seagal is more than twice accomplished in Michael Jai White's main style. Jai White also has a black belt in Taekwondo, Tang Sudo, Kobudo, Goju Ryu, Shotokan, and Wushu. But no advanced ranks. Just basic black belt rank. Whereas Seagal, I mean, Seagal has he's studied another 5 or 6 styles, but he's not officially certified in a belt status. So that's why I didn't put that on here, but he's experienced in many other styles. Lord Zed says Tom Segura is a loser, broke his whole body playing basketball. LOL. Segura is a goof, of course. But it's just interesting how all the puppets started going after Seagal. The smear campaign, they started bringing up the Jean LaBelle story, which was thoroughly debunked by the people that were actually there. The actual stunt guys that watched the incident all said Jean LaBelle was lying. So Rodney Thomas in the chat, no doubt a lot of the crew didn't like Seagal. He rubs people the wrong way because, well, for a few different reasons. One, he conducts himself with a certain air of class that simply doesn't exist in Hollywood. I mean, this guy's a reincarnated llama. And furthermore, he's so talented at being talented. I mean, this guy's a master of all trades, jack of none. When you have somebody that far ahead, I mean, this guy's lapped everybody in every single category. So a lot of insecure goofs, they're just that jealous of him. Run Boston Bear says, I want to go. I thought TFE was over, but the drama just keeps building. The documentary in the works is going to attempt to wreck folks questioning our realm's sad state. Lord Zed says, I watched Black Eagle the other day. That's a classic. That is a classic. Jean-Claude Van Damme in one of his first roles. Lord Zed says, Seagal and Van Damme would destroy Chuck Norris and any other 10 men alive. You mean current Chuck Norris? Chuck Norris is perhaps the second most accomplished living martial artist today. I mean, look at this guy. This guy's no joke. We have here Chuck Norris, 9th Dan Tang Sudo, 8th Dan Taekwondo, 5th Dan Karate, 3rd Dan Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and black belt in Judo. I mean, other than Seagal, I mean, this guy's quite accomplished. If you're talking prime, Chuck was no joke. And you know what's funny? As Bruce Lee famously said, the only thing a belt is good for is to hold your pants up. And obviously, Bruce would wreck everybody. There's something about people named Bruce that are just really, really good at their craft, isn't it? Lord Zed says, this is pumping me up. Thanks, Bruce, and thanks, Steven. Junebug says, the banks control everything. Money is the root of all evil. And Seagal blowing that whistle just in the mainstream in the 80s? I mean, wow, that's pretty incredible. I mean, the stories, I think the newspaper started publishing stories about CIA trafficking in the early 90s, but nobody was talking about this stuff in major studio films in Hollywood. Chin Chin says, I'm so happy I get to see this live. This is really opening my eyes to Seagal. Have you not looked at the Seagal series? Go to playlists. Go to playlists on this channel and just go to the Seagal playlist. There's 20 plus hours of Seagal receipts in every category. Because people are saying, oh, he loves to exaggerate and brag. If anything, what we learned is Seagal has understated his accomplishments in every category. Franklin Loza Paredo says, I think Jackie Chan could crash all of them. Was that a serious comment? I mean, Jackie's awesome acrobatically, but... Austin MP88 says, I think Brock Lesnar might get him. Really? Brock's way too slow. Way too slow. Okay, let's look at Seagal's blistering speed. Other than Bruce Lee, has a faster martial artist ever been captured on film than Prime Steven Seagal? And by the way, Prime Seagal is what? Does that span like 50 years? Let's, I'll give a little tease of what we're going to be going over in the next episode of the Seagal series. But yeah, just let's look at this blistering speed here. From the master himself.
He owned his own dojo or school in Osaka. Today, at age 34, he's returned to the United States to open a school here in Los Angeles.
I guess about 3 years ago, I met Steve Seagal. We became very fast, close friends ever since then. He's one of the few masters I've ever met, and to be a master at such a young age is very fortunate for all of us because he can bring his gifts, technique, talent, and his great life force to us.
By 19...
Was that like 5 punches in half a second? I mean, Bruce Lee is the only other human I've seen move with this kind of speed. I mean, he's literally a blur. I mean, he is literally a blur. How many punches was this? Let's watch. Let me see if I can get the super slow motion now. One, two, three, four, 5? Was that 5 punches in a quarter of a second? Wow. I mean, that's just incredible. I mean, what is Lesnar gonna do? I mean, Lesnar was get his okay, are you talking according to UFC rules or in a street fight? Because Lesnar would be getting his trachea collapsed in a quarter second. Run Boston Bear says, I dropped my chat too early. This Seagal segment is gold. I mean, this is just a small fraction of what we went over in the Seagal series. Miranda asks, can you see who sends hearts? Can I? I don't know. So I just clicked the heart. Yeah, I don't think I can. I just see him flying. Lord Zed's ranking Seagal number 1, Van Damme number 2, Hogan 3, Chuck 4, Arnold 5. How are you gonna put Arnold ahead of Sly? I think Stallone could take Arnold. Also, the Hulkster. You squeeze the Hulkster in there. Now, you mean physically or acting-wise? Because, I mean, the Hulkster in Thunder in Paradise was an absolute legend. I have to re-upload that segment on Mindshock, because I actually did a whole segment with JR on Thunder in Paradise, possibly the greatest TV series in the history of existence. Junebug says, the only thing is Steven Seagal does need to cut the Kentucky Fried Chicken, get back into shape. Who says Seagal's out of shape? What kind of shape do you need to be in to wreck everybody? I mean, fat or not, Seagal just wrecks everybody. Look at what Seagal's doing with just his
We're about to see an Aikido master hold off the strength of 2 men using only...
Let's look at this segment here.
Out to see an Aikido master hold off the strength of 2 men using only his little finger.
Watch closely, and you will detect the difference between Aikido and other martial arts. Notice that the master is merely defending himself, turning aside his attackers while exerting very little counterforce of his own.
In Aikido, basically speaking, there is no punching, there is no kicking, there is no blocking, there is no collision.
Aikido works on a philosophy of positive versus negative energy. An aggressive act, such as an attack upon an innocent person, is negative force. Defense is positive, and according to Aikido, will always win as long as one remains in contact with the universe. Now he will go one step further for an even more dramatic demonstration. He will withstand the combined strength of 2 men using only his little finger. He will withstand the combined strength of 2 men using only his little finger.
Look at Seagal's face here. He's not even exerting himself here. He's not even exerting himself here. Can Brock Lesnar do that? Can the Hulkster do that? Lord Zed says Hulk picked up a giant. Okay, we're not talking about brute... Are you talking about brute strength here? Because, yeah, I mean, although I don't know what Seagal's brute strength is. Miranda says, though I'm not the biggest Seagal fan, there is always something to learn here. How could anybody not be the biggest Seagal fan? I mean, this guy's just talented at being talented in every endeavor. Junebug says, Jet Li was so fast in Lethal Weapon 4 that Richard Donner had to tell him to slow down a little bit so the camera could capture him. Yeah, I mean, Jet's pretty fast. I mean, he's not called Jet for no reason. If you haven't seen Dragon Fight, that might be Jet Li's best. I mean, he was crazy fast in that. But I don't see how he could hold a candle to Steven Seagal. And I'm a pretty big Jet Li fan, actually. Fist of Legend, probably one of the greatest martial arts movies ever made. The Fist of Legend finale is legendary. Austin MP88 says 1 Brock, 2 Kimbo, 3 Randy Johnson, 4 Kane, 5 Nick Diaz. That is probably the first time I've ever seen that kind of ranking. Flat Bob says, I'm late, Bruce. You got to start these things up a little earlier, bro. I'm going to kiss them or miss them every time unless it's a weekend. Yeah, I'm going to try to variate them, but yeah, I mean, I kind of go live randomly when I can. This one's not going to be too long of a one because I actually got to get going soon, but Miranda says, I stopped getting free Patreon notifications for the lives. That's strange. Did everybody else get the Patreon? Because I posted it, and it should work. Maybe some of the settings were auto-changed or something. But I think everybody said they're getting the Patreon ones. Lord Zed says, I know Seagal takes Hogan, but let's not pretend Hulk doesn't wipe out the entire UFC. You mean, are you talking current Hulk? Are you talking prime Hulk? Are you talking no holds barred Hulk? Because that Hulk was no joke. Are you talking Santa with muscles Hulk? Junebug says Tony Jaa also is pretty good and underrated. Yeah, he's pretty underrated in terms of like action stars. I don't know if I would rank him up there as the top actual martial artists. I mean, he's pretty limited to his Muay Thai style. Heracles says, and who is more connected to the universe than Seagal? Clark says, I'm a blue belt in Aikido, and I've seen this demonstrated. Wait, what happened to Clona Steve? Who remembers Clona Steve, who was in the chat? And was it you, Clark, or was it Clona Steve who actually said Steven Seagal was at West Point at one point? Austin MP88 says, Hulk still looks good today. Let's see. Is there anything recent from Hogan? Jean-Claude Van Damme, in Jean-Claude Van Damme news, he was just implicated in some kind of Romanian human trafficking thing. Jean-Claude Van Damme was implicated. Obviously, this is just someone alleging something. So, I'm looking up in the news. So, is Brooke Hogan estranged from Hulk Hogan? And actually, wow. He actually does look pretty decent. So, this was him on the recent, this was a few months ago, campaigning for Trump. I don't know how he's in pretty darn good shape here. Campaigning for Trump. He probably could wreck a good amount of youngins. He probably could. So he's 71. I thought he was actually a little older. So he's 71. Interesting. But that's not bad for a 71-year-old. Austin says he has a home gym and lifts all the time. Austin, so are you a Hulk Hogan aficionado? Ric Flair will always be better than Mr. Hogan, though. If you're a Hogan aficionado, just look into the news. What happened? Oh, Junebug says, can we talk about Hulk Hogan all day? But come on, I just want a date with Brooke. I wish you wasn't married. Brooke Hogan's married? I don't know anything about Brooke Hogan other than she had possibly some kind of music career. Or tried to? That's the only thing I know about Brooke Hogan. So apparently she's estranged from the Hulkster? Anybody know why? Is that what we're going to be talking about? We're talking about Brooke Hogan on Mindshock Live Q&A today. Wow. Oh, man. So it looks... So she is married? She's married to a Steven. She's got good taste in first names. Stephen Oleksy, former NHL player. They secretly got married in 2022. Oh, wow. Hogan waited until January 2024 to officially introduce her husband to her followers on Instagram. So why is she estranged from the Hulkster? Wow, hold on a second. Well, we might have to play this audio recording. Hold on a second. I didn't know about this. This was all the way back in what, 2016? Is this a Mandela effect? Oh no, this was 8 years ago. Prior to 2016, this was 2008? Huh. Alright, hold on a second here. I don't think I've heard this. So, I don't know what's gonna be in here, so viewer discretion is advised. I have no idea what's gonna be here.
I'm not a double standard, okay? I'm not a double standard type guy. I'm a racist to a point. Yeah. You know, fucking here's, but then when it comes to nice people, you know, I mean,
Okay, I didn't understand any of that, so I'm gonna have to get a different one. Catch you next time, Flat Bob. Lord Zed says it's the ex-wife that's crazy. Brooke and Hulk are close. Wait, really? Because I'm reading here, so they're not estranged? Why is it so difficult to get a good quality audio of this? Now I kind of want to know what it says. Lord Zed says he wanted to go to UFC 1. Dana blocked it. Really? Is that real? Clark says it was someone else who mentioned Seagal's West Point visit, but it's confirmed he was lecturing on Lao Tzu's Art of War. That's pretty interesting. Run Boston Bear says, I thought I heard him say, I'm racist to a point. What does that mean? All right, I think I found the audio, better audio. Let me see.
I'm like the male. Well, I didn't want to go there.
You've been saying brother for years.
I'm like the male. Well, I didn't want to go there.
You've been saying brother for years. Any black guy ever said, yo, you my nigga? Like, you my nigga, Hulk.
Well, Booker T used to do that to me on TV.
Yeah.
You know, and every time I pull up YouTube, there's that famous thing that Booker T, when his brother was there, and they're all talking trash. And Booker T goes, "I'm coming for you, Hogan, you nigger," and not nigga. He goes nigger. I mean, it's like, and it's still so cool because the whole time I was down in Miami, you know, when I lived there, everybody, you know, like I walk in the booth and all of a sudden I bump into this guy in the games in the booth. It's all black, and he's got his BlackBerry, and I bump into him, and he goes, "What's up, nigga?" And I said, "Oh, dude, excuse me, bro." You know, he goes, "No, it's all cool." You know, and everybody down there, Lil Wayne, Birdman, everybody, you know, they're all, you know, calling me nigga, and I'm like, and then I started saying it, you know, and I always said it, just, but now all of a sudden I get heat when I say it, and they say, "Hogan, you can't say that." I said, "Well, why can't they say it to me then?" It's like, you know, but brother was cool because, dude, you know, back in the day during my career, I used to party real hard. I couldn't remember anybody's name.
So brother was the easiest way to That's like the neutrality word right there. Hey, brother.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start. You know what? That's a good idea. Yeah, because I'm always like, hey, shit.
No, they'd introduce me like to, you know, Dick Ebersol or somebody like that, or somebody that, you know, like Les Moonves that runs CBS, and within 10 seconds. Somebody walk in, I get ready to say, "Hey, brother, you know, this is so-and-so." And I was like, you know, I couldn't remember that. So that's where it came from.
That's gangster.
So when you were partying, what was your...
So apparently that's actually not the audio clip that got him fired. Hold on a second. So apparently that was just another random conversation. What? What? Yeah, I think that might not have been it. Yeah, I don't think that was actually it. That's not it. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I got it, and I got it with subtitles this time, or with the actual transcript on screen. Okay, so just give me a second here. So apparently this was released in 2016, but it's from 2008. Alright, just give me 1 second. Hopefully I can maintain my record of always delivering the receipts.
I'm getting ready to cut some serious bait. My daughter broke my and she jumped sides on me. Because I shelled out $2-3 million for her music. And I've been trying to help her. I've done everything. Fucking with day and day and night on the radio like a jackass. And he's working with me to make it work. He goes that when you really shouldn't call every day and do the shit I do. The South Beach record, this black billionaire guy. He's like basically did more for her a year than anybody's done. Okay, he had one song after 10 months, this shit went back up and back and back still. And momentum, but I try to be the realist, and this is your option. You got a better option. Fuck said you can get signed with fucking. He's gonna put $500 million behind you, but right now there's nothing else. We're doing the best we can here. So it gets to the point where I really broke this fucking the black guy's son. Where they've been hanging out, I caught them holding hands together on the tour, never get close. I moved on, I'm feeling fucking okay. I'm not a double standard type guy, I'm a racist to a point. Yeah. You know, fucking weird. But then when it comes to nice people, you know, I mean, I'm cool.
We all are that way.
Yeah, but when it comes to nice people, you can't say. I don't give a fuck, she's dirty. I don't care. Fucking hate football, fucking a dog basketball player, bad. If we're gonna fuck with vendors, let's get original. The kid is a multi-billionaire, but the thing is, now they start doing these nasty emails, so someone would arrive at a relationship, and so now they don't want to talk to anybody. No. I'm to the point of better option. Fuck said you can get signed with fucking. He's gonna put $500 million behind you, but right now there's nothing else. We're doing the best we can here. So it gets to the point where I really broke this fucking the black guy's son, where they've been hanging out, I caught them holding hands together on the tour, never get close. I moved on, I'm feeling fucking okay. I'm not a double standard type guy, I'm a racist to a point. Yeah. You know, fucking weird. But then when it comes to nice people, you know, I mean, I'm cool.
We all are that way.
Yeah, but when it comes to nice people, you can't say. I don't give a fuck, she's dirty. I don't care. Fucking hate football, fucking a dog basketball player, bad. If we're gonna fuck with vendors, let's get original.
We might have to do a whole deep dive into the Hulkster, but apparently, so he was removed from the entire WWE website over that, and then he was randomly reinstated later. But yeah, that's kind of weird. But you know what's crazy is supposedly there's like way more controversial comments. Run Boston Bear actually said, what is this one here? Run Boston Bear in the chat has a link here on Hogan's return. And it says here, Hogan said one of his main concerns after his son almost killed someone in a car accident was that he and his family would be reincarnated into a black family as karma. I mean, that's just so random. Like, what? That's kind of a random thing to say. Well, let's see what year he said it in. This is in 2020. Wait. When did he say this? Yeah, I remember his son actually had like an extensive Toyota Supra collection. And so, wait, didn't he actually kill somebody? So then, and then he almost killed somebody else. And that's what Hogan said. I don't know if there's a date here on when he said that. Huh. That's pretty weird. That's pretty weird. There doesn't seem any backlash from, in terms of... Wow, this is pretty slow. Wow, we got some crazy delay here. But there doesn't seem any backlash in terms of the in the Wigga category here. John Cena, possibly the greatest Wigga that ever was, but there doesn't seem to be backlash in that direction. So that's kind of strange. But anyway, Junebug says, any love for Michael Dudikoff as a martial artist? As a martial arts, as an actor, as a movie star, he was pretty cool. I don't really know if he had any legitimate, did he have any legitimate martial arts training? I don't think he did, actually. Let's say he started off in some horror movies. He was in Bloody Birthday. Wait, I forgot that he was in that. That 1981 slasher? I don't even remember him in that. He was also in Tron, 1982. I don't remember that either. Obviously, everybody knows him from American Ninja. Yeah, he had no martial arts training before making the first American Ninja movie. So that's curious. Then afterwards, he actually trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, karate, aikido, and judo. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't think anybody finds him impressive on his actual martial arts abilities. Austin says, Cena as the bad guy has been awesome lately. Lord Zed says, but he'd still kill Spaghetti Legs John Jones. Oh, man. John Jones. All right, how are we going to round this out? Because I actually got to make this one a short one. So what's the final, what are the final points of discussion here? You guys want more Seagal? You want some Alex Jones? You want some Steven Seagal on Alex Jones? What do you guys want? Austin MP88 wants Alex Jones. Justin Johnson wants Jones. Heracles wants Jones. Lord Zed wants Seagal and Alex Jones. Oh, man. All right, let's round it out on a Steven Seagal, Alex Jones clip.
We are getting involved in this also. I'm not going to say too much right now, but I will say that from the deep web to Hollywood to Washington to all over the United States of America, we have people now that are looking deep. We are now blessed by being infused with people high up in the government, not just the United States of America. People are coming in and helping us in the deep web all over the United States of America with money, with intelligence. We are gathering intelligence to pass to the right people. I'm not going to say too much about this because I'm getting highly involved in this too. And we think we're going to start to pierce that veil of evil and be able to start aiding in the apprehension and conviction of a lot of the scum that's out there.
I have a dream.
Monday edition, the Vladimir Putin Day. And then a few weeks before that, on the same shows of Stephen Colbert, I'm attacked, and then next is Steven Seagal.
One voice of calm in these troubled times is right-wing radio host and furious cashew Alex Jones.
We'll be right back with funny man Steven Seagal. They've got a script. It is simply incredible. And then next they go into Trump. And I've been told by people inside entertainment, inside so-called news, that we are on a hit list. And you know George Soros is also on record, funding Media Matters and others, literally coming out of the woodwork against everything we're doing because we are nationalist, because we're promoting peace and justice, because we don't want to have war with Russia, because we're concerned about communist China. These are all the things that if you check them off on the box, makes the deep state come after you. Well, Steven Seagal has also now written a best-selling book dealing with the wolves of the deep state, dealing with all the incredible things that are happening. But the main reason I'm very excited to have Mr. Seagal on today is to deal with this incredibly clear deep state operation with Gloria Allred and her daughter, Lisa Bloom, where they go after everybody that is a nationalist, a libertarian, a conservative, anybody that is even halfway nice to President Trump. And it's come out in The Hill, in Fox News, even the Associated Press, that attorney Lisa Bloom sought to line up paydays for women accusing Trump of sexual misconduct. And she gets 30+% in contracts that were secret.
Let's just take a pause real quick. I just unearthed a Steven Seagal Chuck Norris video of Steven Seagal encountering Chuck Norris. And look how Steven dwarfs this little man. I mean, who thinks Norris has any kind of shot against Seagal? Let's see if the audio, let's see if we could hear what they're saying based with the audio. I don't know if it's loud enough.
Two absolute legends there.
How awesome would it be if they just got into a fight right there? I think this was at a 2018 event. But I mean, just look at how Seagal dwarfs this little man, Chuck Norris. Heracles says he is literally 2 Chuck Norrises. Lord Zed says 2, more like 4. Run Boston Bear says, dang, the power Seagal would deliver would knock all the Chuck Norris jokes right out of Norris's noggins. Austin says Stone Cold would have swung. He probably would have. Oh, man. Oh, man. Clark says, Bruce, how many terabytes of storage does it take to maintain your receipts file? You mean just on Seagal? I mean, I have almost an entire multi-terabyte hard drive just on Seagal. I mean, he demands it. I mean, there's that many receipts of the greatness. Heracles says he taps directly into the ether, into God consciousness. Oh, man. Oh, man. I mean, seriously, though, I keep asking this question. Can anybody name anybody as accomplished as Seagal in all of these forms of endeavor? I mean, this guy's literally the best at everything. I mean, it's just so crazy. Whether it's acting, writing, music, martial arts, fashion, sharpshooting. I mean, this guy is just so incredible. Let's look at another Seagal clip before we get back to Alex Jones to round this out.
We serve the same master. And he's a lunatic and he's ungrateful. There's nothing we can do about it. You and I, we're the same.
Steven Seagal has become one of the world's best-known action movie stars. He is a 7th Dan black belt expert in Aikido. And in his movies, wherever he confronts evil, he doesn't just defeat it, he shreds it. But fighting bad guys around the world isn't the only role Seagal is known for. He's also a powerful teacher of spirituality.
I was born clairvoyant, I was born a healer, and I was born very different.
Spirituality.
I was born clairvoyant.
Spirituality.
I was born clairvoyant.
Spirituality.
I was born clairvoyant, I was born a healer, and I was born very different.
You can say that again. Seagal is said to be a reincarnated Buddhist Lama, and to many, that makes him a god.
Well, I mean, you know, this I really shouldn't say on camera, but...
But he does say it anyway. He claims he's God, a description many use about themselves in the East.
We say sort of the same thing in Buddhism. We believe that all sentient beings have the Buddha nature within them, which means they are all, you know, sort of God.
That's quite an admission from the famous actor. Steven Seagal shared with me his stories about being a healer, about being clairvoyant, about being a god, when he headlined here at the House of Blues in downtown Cleveland. Seagal sings, acts, and plays guitar. He tells me many of his fans are also his spiritual students, that he teaches them on and off screen just with his gaze and gestures.
The ones who know. They can look into my eyes or just hear my voice and something clicks and they know.
Seagal teaches others what he's learned himself from great teachers in India and elsewhere, that everyone is God. It's just that they don't know it yet.
I think the foundation of all people has to be where we come from ultimately. And ultimately where we come from is the divine.
He loves stirring things up, as when Seagal suggests that everything in life is good, even what's bad.
If the bad teaches us, is the bad bad?
Well, in the ultimate teaching, all is good.
Come on, that's not striking, officer. That's striking, officer.
A man who says he's God, who hurts and kills dozens in his movie. A veritable contradiction in terms. Yet, shockingly, for all of his bravado and toughness, Steven Seagal ends his interview with me in Cleveland pleading for forgiveness for any real harm he has ever caused anyone.
I am sorry for any pain or suffering or hurt or negativity I've caused any sentient being.
Has any other actor made this kind of an apology? I mean, let's listen to that again. The kill count on the left here. I mean, this man has slain 875 humans in film. And I don't think that's a complete kill count. I think several movies were not counted.
I am sorry for any pain or suffering or hurt or negativity I've caused any sentient being.
Are vampires sentient? So then he's also apologizing for the vampires. I wasn't on mute. I was searching for the kill count. That's his movie kill count. If you haven't seen the previous live Q&A, we actually went over movie kill counts. I think Seagal has the most amount of on-screen unarmed kills. And even armed kills, he's up there. But if you're counting fantasy and CGI and all that stuff, he's not number one. But in terms of practical effects, he might be number one with or without weapons, but I'm pretty sure he's number one in unarmed combat. I mean, this guy just has a lot of records. All right. Bill Wall says, I could really like Bruce if he wasn't such a fan of Seagal. I mean, it's not so much Seagal. I'm a fan of human achievement. And who has achieved more than Seagal on this realm of existence? Nominal says Seagal reggae is on point. It is indeed. It is indeed. All right, let's listen to a little bit more of the Alex Jones Seagal interview, and then we could round it out with some Seagal music.
That were leaked. Of all of the payments that the women get, we've been caught on what he says he has evidence and intel on pedophile networks in Hollywood, and that they're using all of this as well to try to cover up what's happening there. So here we go. Mr. Seagal from Japan, thank you for joining us.
Well, let me start out by saying that today's Martin Luther King Day. He was a tremendous patriot and an amazing force in American history. And I'm honored to be here on your show and to be able to pay homage to Martin Luther King today. First off, let me start by saying that I love the United States of America and the Constitution. And as you have said, I am a patriot. And I think that this in and of itself, along with what I would consider, what many people consider, saying about me that I know too much, about things that they don't want me to know about. I talk about things they don't want me to talk about, so this becomes, very problematic for certain people. Fascinating when you're talking about Lisa Bloom, because it sounds to me like what you're saying is that she's procuring money to pay to women to lie about certain people and make ruthless accusations about certain people. And it's not just President
Bill asks, to be famous, gotta be prompted. Bruce, what kind of satanic hoops did he go through to be that famous? Apparently none. We actually went over... Did you watch the Seagal series, Bill? We go through all of this. So, he might have been CIA connected, and there's Operation Mockingbird, obviously. And he was best buds with the head of a major Hollywood studio, and he got a lead role through there. But are you actually alleging that Seagal would have been involved in anything untoward or any kind of satanic Illuminati rituals? I mean, I'm not sure Van Damme would have been either. With Arnold and Sly, not sure. I mean, I don't really see Van Damme being involved with anything shady just because of the nature. I got to do a Van Damme deep dive because Van Damme, they were going to casting couch Van Damme. And he said, he just walked out of there. There's a story about that. I'll get into that. But, I mean, Bill, I don't know. I don't see Seagal. Seagal doesn't seem like a satanic Illuminati type. Because, and again, just physically, like, how many of these other actors and actresses, how many of them are capable of resisting? See, with Seagal, I mean, do you actually think anybody would even ask Seagal that? I mean, just knowing, like, the stature of Seagal and his physical abilities? Like, do you think anybody even broached the subject with Seagal? Austin says, is it offensive to dead name Alex Jones? What do you mean dead name? We talk about Jones being a shill all the time. Austin says, Bill Hooks. I did a whole episode on Jones being Bill Hooks. Let me skip through this a little bit more for the people who haven't seen the Seagal series, and then we'll just round it out with a Steven Seagal musical number. Obviously, Steven Seagal's musical prowess is second to none.
Trump. And by the way, this isn't just about me, because hundreds of people in Hollywood have been attacked, and hundreds of people in Hollywood have been, in my opinion, falsely accused. Certainly, if, a just
is threatening to bring down the country. And I think that really is their plan. Please continue with what you were saying earlier.
The most genius thing that they have done is they figured out a way to control most of Hollywood. They figured out a way to control 99% of the press. Once they did that, they felt that they could control the minds and the future of most of the average citizens in the United States of America.
I mean, look at those absolute truth bombs being dropped by Seagal. I don't think he's part of the cabal. I mean, what other Hollywood A-lister is dropping these kinds of bombs against the Illuminati cabal? Bill says, because to be promoted, you got to jump through the satanic promoters, hoops, blackmailing as an actor can lie very convincingly. No, okay, again, if you haven't checked out the episode, Hollywood Humiliation Rituals, I go over a lot of that on that one. But there are clearly outliers. I mean, guys like Bruce Lee, guys like Seagal. I mean, when they say no, like, there's no intimidation fact. Like, who can intimidate a Seagal or a Bruce Lee? Like, Bruce Lee might have been involved in, or at least the producers of his films in Hong Kong could have been involved in triads and organized crime. And some people actually believe Seagal was involved in some kind of organized crime, even though he single-handedly brought down the mafia in the United States. Again, I got all the receipts, my friends. For the people who think that's an exaggeration, go check out the Seagal series. We go through all the receipts one by one. He actually testified in court and brought down organized crime in the United States. Organized crime in the United States was never the same after Seagal's testimony. They lost all their influence. And Seagal didn't go into witness protection. He didn't even have bodyguards. Seagal was walking around without security. He's never had security. I mean, how many Hollywood A-listers don't have security? This guy doesn't need security. I mean, he is lethal with or without firearms, with or without swords. Lord Zed brings up a good point. Steven had it made. He could have had a great life with a ton of money just playing their game. And there could be something more to it with Jean-Claude Van Damme, too. After Time Cop, he was offered a multi-picture $12 million deal. He turned it down. And that's when Van Damme kind of started going straight to video. So who knows what went on behind the scenes with Van Damme as well. But with Seagal, I mean, yeah, clearly he could have taken the money, but he didn't. I mean, this guy was especially in the Under Siege days. I mean, this guy was the top of the top, but instead he continued blowing the whistle on the Seagal, on the cabal, Seagal cabal. Dropping some raps here. The legendary Justin Johnson gifting those memberships. Bat Dad in here. What a legendary name there. Bat Dad. Miss Rex Murphy in here. You used to comment more, right, Miss Rex Murphy? Haven't seen some comments in a bit from Miss Rex Murphy. Hope everybody's enjoying the show here. Let's round this out with a Seagal tune. Anybody have any requests on which Seagal tune? I mean, there's so many favorites here. Or a compilation of him just shredding. How about a compilation of him just shredding on the guitar?
Only one. That wasn't black that I knew that played exactly like them. I play with my fingers, and I play with my fingers because I saw Gatemouth Brown play like this, Albert Collins play like this, Albert King play like this, and those are the guys that I was lucky enough to get to sit with and watch and play with. Those were my teachers, those were my mentors.
Do you still fight?
Yes, I do.
You still dangerous?
Sean Baby asks, can someone send me a good guitar lesson? You can do that. Start with that sequence.
So, old guys that I play with, you know, a lot of them have nicknames, you know. So somebody started calling me the Mojo Priest, you know.
What is the essence of Zen?
The way I took that, what they called me was blessed, you know, somebody who's blessed to play the blues or can give blessings with the blues, you know. And give blessings with the blues, you know.
I was born and raised in the blues, and so if you really play blues, I think you have to be able to play an acoustic also.
You teach that? Where'd you learn that?
Where did I learn it? Well, I learned it, you know, sort of a variation of that in Japan probably 30, 40 years ago. Almost 50 years. Long, long time ago, and worked for the last 35 years or so to perfect it.
What an absolute legend. What an absolute legend. Nominal says, I play better guitar and I'm not great. I also know zero martial arts. That is blasphemy, my friend. Nominal is claiming to play better guitar than Steven Seagal. We're going to need some receipts on that. Apologize for not believing that. That's like somebody saying somebody's better at Aikido than Seagal. I mean, it just doesn't seem possible. Nominal took it back. I mean, it just doesn't seem like a possibility. Maybe you are. Maybe you're this just incredible guitar master, but you know, without any evidence. I mean, how, you know, it's. Austin says, not gonna lie, he was shredding there. I mean, this guy's an absolute powerhouse, and his vocals are pretty incredible too. I mean, his vocals are absolutely incredible. Who here has heard the song "Strut" by Steven Seagal? Just a masterclass from the reincarnated llama. I mean, the lyrics just scream Buddhism unlike anything else. I'm just gonna play that real quick, and then that'll be the night, folks.
Mr. Steven Seagal, fly down to Jamaica and say one of the baddest gal. So them send for Lady Stark, I don't know me raw. You see me? So
Girl, would you really want that night?
me want the body if it make me feel nice. Why? Tell me what you really want all night.
Me want the bananas if it make me nice.
Me want the body, him want the punani. I mean know it nice. So
when the girls start to strut, you could look at their butt, you shouldn't do that. The girl dress is just a pity, not just there to cover her kitty.
when me a fling it up, you better know fi back it up. When me a dash it up, make sure you black it up. If you ever flap it up, then me a go lock it up. Park it up like Benji hold up. So me want the body if it make me feel nice. Why? Tell me what you really want all night.
You want the bananas if it make me nice. Me love the way you walk, sometimes the way you talk is so hot.
Come on,
now you know, let's have a shot of rum. Then me can make you come with me to the ocean. That would be fine. You can
Red Whip, come and get it. Now it's gonna be turned around.
We're jamming.
Yo, this a gal and I blow me rather wind up slow. When me turn it around, you have to come tomorrow. In case you never know me, start me whole show. Me tell you from start, me no go down low. Let's do it all night from the left to the right. Say my name Steve, tell me how it nice. It's quite alright. Water run from the pipe. I love it like that, but I won't bite. So wind up slow. When me turn it around, you have to come tomorrow. In case you never know me, start me whole show. Me tell you from start, me no go down low. Let's do it all night from the left to the right. Say my name Steve, tell me how it nice. It's quite alright. Water run from the pipe. I love it like that, but I won't bite. So
girl, what you really want all night?
me want the body if it make me feel nice. Why? Tell me what you really want all night.
Me want the bananas if it make me nice.
Me want the body, him want the punani. I mean know it nice. So
girl, what you really want all night?
me want the body if it make me feel nice. Why? Tell me what you really want all night.
Me want the bananas if it make me nice.